Good morning, everybody. I have some more activities for us to do today for Pages and Play Club. And now that we have a new season, don't we? It changed just yesterday. I know. Summer is over. Do you know what season it is now? It's fall, also called autumn. And I picked a couple of things to do that are related to fall. And then I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do at home as craft activities. So we're going to enjoy this nice fall weather because it's not always nice weather, is it? So we're going to enjoy nice weather while we have it. So the first thing that I have uses just this piece of paper right here. It's called a cut and tell story, so it's something a little bit different again. And I am going to tell a story, not really a story. This one is a guessing one. I'm going to I have a short little rhyme here, and I'm gonna cut this out while I tell my rhyme, and we're gonna see if you can guess what it is while I'm cutting. Think you can? Are you good at guessing? Okay. Just have to hold it up here. Make sure you can see. Move it back a little bit. There you go. Make it easier to see. Okay. So here we go. Are you ready to guess? All right, let's go. So I start out green. Often fragile and small. Here's how it starts out. Green, fragile and small. I grow through 2 seasons on something tall. Here we go. I'm going through 2 seasons. On something tall. Do you have can you guess yet what it is? Okay, that's a good guess. But there are changes when the nights turn cool. Cut some more. See if you can guess this time. Do you know what it is yet? What does it look like? Okay. So it started out green, fragile and small, and it grows through 2 seasons on something tall. But there are changes when the nights turn cool. That happened to me when children return to school. And I have one last thing to cut. There we go. Do you know what it is yet? I am a leaf. What is that? I shouldn't have said. I should have let you guess. I am a leaf on a growing tree. Watch me turn color. 1, 2, 3. Oh, did I trick you? There's another color on the inside. It's magic. Okay. Did you enjoy that? There are a few more of those, so you might see something like that again in the future. But that's the only one I have for today. And that was not written by me. That was written by a librarian called Linda Muse. She also did the Draw and Tell story from a few weeks ago. And she has a blog called Notes from the Story Room if you want to look for that yourself or find the other cut and tell stories because those are kind of fun. All right, now for this next one, we're going to have to stand up, but I don't know if I have enough room to do this in here. We're gonna try. And give me a second here. Okay. Do our best to see. Okay. So So I like to rake the leaves. You pretend like you're raking the leaves into a great big hump, and I'll make a pile. Then I move back a bit. I don't have room, but can you move back a bit? Take a couple of steps back, and then bend my knees and jump. Oh, jump into that pile of leaves. Oh, it's so fun. Okay, should we do that again? Okay, I like to rake the leaves. I'm gonna rake some from that side of the yard too. Okay, into a great big hump. Make your hump of leaves. There we go. And then I move back a bit. Bend my knees. Oh, you ready for this? What comes next after you bend your knees? Now what? And jump. Oh, jump into that pile of leaves. Okay, that's some good jumping. All right, we're done with that one. But you can come back and do that one again if you want. So I said I was going to show you some things you could do at home, and we already did that one little one. But if you really like to do some craft projects, and then there's lots of leaves changing colors, there's some fun things you can do for craft ideas. This one's pretty simple. I don't have instructions for this one to show you, but it's pretty simple. You just cut out a tree shape and then some tissue paper, and you crumple up the tissue paper and put it on the branches, and you have a tree. And these are supposed to be apples, so I think it must have done apples as a theme one time. And here's leaves, and you have your own tree. You can put that on the fridge, or you can share it with an adult in your life. And then you can have you can make the leaves whatever color you want, and they can be spring leaves or fall leaves or whatever. And here's a pretty fun one. There's some leaf. I will write a link to this one so you can find the leaf template, and you cut that out on cardstock if you have it. Otherwise, put it on paper and you print it out and you cut it out. And then there's a plastic bag back here, a Ziploc bag. Put some paint in a Ziploc bag and seal it up and tape everything down, and then just start squishing and smushing. And you can mix everything up. And this is a way that you can finger paint without making a huge mess. Although don't be like me, I got it on my clothes when I was putting it in the bag. So you might want some adult assistance. You can make it leaf shaped because you go up to the edges of the leaves. You can mix things together. What happens if I mix all of the colors together, I wonder. And you can, this is also adults. This is a sensory activity because you can feel the paint smushing around in the bag. And you can see the colors mixing together. And if I stop talking, you can even hear the plastic in the plastic bag. And you can tape it to the tabletop or to some other flat surface. You can keep playing with this till the paint dries. And as you can see, I'm kind of enjoying it myself right here, and you can use whatever color paint you want. I just picked some that you tend to see in fall leaves. But look at that, we kind of have a leaf painting now. And I haven't made a huge mess out of my fingers or my table or anything. And now if you don't have any of that stuff I just mentioned, that's okay. There's still some craft ideas that you can do. You can go for a walk and pick up some leaves, and then you can put them in melted wax or waxed paper. Put them between waxed paper with an iron, which, by the way, you would want adult assistance for that one and for the melted wax. But if you put them in waxed paper between an iron, then you can turn them into stained glass and hang them in the window. And that's a great way if you go for a walk with somebody. You can pick some leaves up and you can remember going on this walk with somebody. And another thing, if you don't have any of that, or maybe you don't want to play with the iron because you use the iron, you shouldn't play with it. Maybe you don't want to use the iron, that's okay. There's still a way you can make a craft with leaves. For this one, all you need is a piece of paper and some crayons and some leaves. I think you should be able to see this, but I don't have but you take your leaf. We're going to pretend this is a real leaf. And you put it under some paper. And then you just color over it with a crayon. And I even mixed colors on here, and you can see some of the colors show the details of the leaf better than other colors do. That's something you can play around with that and experiment and see what kind of results you get with what kind of crayon. Or you can try it with colored pencils or markers. You can see what kind of results you get with those. You can have all kinds of fun with just the paper and some leaves. And okay, I will tell you that if they're dried out, they're not going to work as well because they have to be flat under the paper. And it doesn't matter if they're green because you're going to make them whatever color you want them to be on your piece of paper. You can make them purple if you want it because it's yours. And that is the fun part about making crafts, isn't it? So there's lots of ways that you can make some crafts with some leaves from this time of year because you're going to see a lot of those right now, aren't you? And then, of course, because, you know, this is a library. Look at all these books. We have a bunch of books about leaves and about fall and just all the seasons, because here's one about all the seasons. Excuse me. So we have a year of seasons, or we have how leaves change color. That's a good question. Do you know how leaves change color? Well, here is a book that will tell you. You can come in and check that one out, or there's another one about fall leaves change color. So you have options. Well, here's autumn leaves. And here's another one about Arnold's apple tree, or the seasons of Arnold's apple tree. Because seasons change for trees too, or Wonderfall. Some of these are about leaves and some are about the season of fall. So you can choose whatever you want. And this isn't in all of them. You can find more that I don't even have in my stack here. We have Little Tree, which also looks like it has a little fox in it. So that one's cute. Or Tap the Magic Tree. This is an interactive one. So this is like playing on a tablet without actually playing on a tablet. So it's kind of fun. Goodbye summer, hello autumn, because that's what's going on right now. Summer is leaving and autumn is on its way in. We have this one, Come Next Season, which this one also has a tree with some changing leaves in it, which is what's happening to our trees right now. So there's a lot of great options of books. I have one more. This one is specifically about fall. You have a lot of books that you can choose from if you want to come down and read more about fall or leaves or anything like that. Of course, we have books on other subjects too. You don't have to read these. So come on in and find some books and do some craft ideas. I will have a couple of links. I'll have a link to the instructions for this painting, which is also has some other ideas in it that I didn't mention. And it's pretty fun, as you can see, because I'm still doing it. And I'll have, and this will have the leaf templates in it, or we'll have, I think I have instructions for, instructions on how to make stained glass out of waxed paper and leaves, if that is something you would be interested in doing. So look for those underneath the post, or in the post with the video. You can have some fun ideas, and you could put, I could put a lot more paint in here, but I don't need to do, okay, I'm done with that now. All right, so anyway, leaves and fall, and there's all kinds of activities and books, and you can still get outside and do some of these things. And I would say get outside while you still can, because it's going to be cold before we know it. So enjoy the weather that's out there. It looks like it's going to be another nice day today. And I will come up with some activities for next week, and I'll see you then. Bye.